So this lesson, we're going to get into circles and radians. So the first half, we're just going to review again on circles. A circle is not a polygon because a polygon has sides. A circle it's really just more of a curvature. So the way they describe a circle is a closed curved line with points that lie in a plane that are same distance from the center of the figure. So whoever thought about saying a circle is a closed line, but that's essentially what it is. So it's a line that actually goes and it ends up on top of itself. So some things to pick up on with a circle is, first off, is we have the center of the circle here. The other thing is, notice how we have this radius that goes out to the circle. Every point on the circle is the same distance from the center. So everything on the circle itself is going to be the same distance from the center. The diameter is the total distance across one side to the other side of the circle, but it has to pass through the center of the circle. So notice that the diameter also is associated with the radius. Notice that the diameter is actually twice the radius in length. Another word they talk about is circumference. Circumference is the distance we go around the circle. So the circumference means you have to go all the way around the circle. That's the distance. Again, circumference is going to be measured in inches or feet. So it's going to be some type of linear measurement as well. And then a semicircle, of course, is just halfway around the circle. So semi means half. So like I said, we understand, what the center of the circle is. It's the middle of the circle. And every point on the circle is equal distance to the center. There's this word radius, and then the plural of it is radii. So again, that's the radius goes from the center to the actual circle. The diameter is a straight line segment from a point on the circle, but it has to pass through the center of the circle to get to the other side of the circle. Again, the circumference is essentially the perimeter around the circle. So instead of using the word perimeter, we use the word circumference when we talk about circles. And again, a semicircle is halfway around the circle. So notice how it kind of converges on the diameter. So circles have an interesting number involved with it. So the cool thing about circles is if you divide the circumference of a circle by its diameter, the C divided by D, it always turns up with the same value, which they call pi. So there's a special relationship. The circumference of any circle divided by its diameter will always be the same value, which is called pi. Now for us, we most commonly just use 3.14 for pi, but they show it here out to 7 decimal places. So again, pi is really a Greek letter that we're familiar with already. Now, the pi is on our calculator as well, the pi symbol. Let's see if we can find that on our calculator. So pi is right over here on the little house top key. So pi is in blue. So to access the pi, if we hit second pi, we get that on our calculator. If we hit enter, it'll change it to, it goes out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It goes out 9 places on our calculator. So it is there. So pi is going to be a very special number in math. So what we can do is, notice, if you know this problem here is if we have this C over D is equal to pi, and again, I can make this a proportion by putting it over 1. So if we have a proportion, that's how we can cross multiply, and we can create this formula that C equals pi times D. We also know that, based on our discussion up here earlier, that the diameter is twice the radius. So there's 2 formulas that we use for circumference. C equals pi D and C equals 2 pi R. There's also this formula to find the area of a circle. Now it's done a little bit differently. So if I want to look at the area of a circle, see if we can come down here. Notice that to find the area of a circle, what I can do is I can cut a circle up into many pieces and reshape it where it looks kind of like a rectangle. So to find the area of a rectangle, we'd have this formula 1/2 C times R. But notice how C is the same thing as 2 pi R. So this is 1/2 times 2 pi R times R. Notice how the 2's would divide out. We have this pi R times R, and we end up with this formula pi R squared. So this pi R squared can actually be created by rearranging the area of a circle into the area of a rectangle and seeing a more concrete way of doing it. So there's two formulas that we mainly focus on. It's the circumference formulas and the area formula. But also at the circumference, we can use either diameter or the radius. But the area has to use the radius of the circle to find the area of a circle. So to find the circumference of a circle in this example 1 to the nearest tenth of a meter, that has a diameter of 1.3 meters. So since they give us the diameter, we can use the formula C equals pi times D. So we can say C equals 3.14 times 1.3. So using our calculator, we can do some calculations on that. So we go 3.14 times 1.3, and that'll give us 4.082. And since they went to the tenths place, that's where the 0 is. So that's going to be 4.1, because that 8 would tell me to round up. So our circumference is going to be a linear measurement, which is going to be 4.1 meters. So if I want to find the so I lost something there, 4.1 meters. So if I want to look at this next example, if I want to find the nearest hundredth of a circumference, find to the nearest hundredth the circumference of a circle with the radius of 1 feet 9 inches. So again, to do this, we have to be in 1 unit of measurement since we're multiplying. So our circumference here is going to be 2 pi R since they gave us the radius. But I got to change this into feet or inches. Let's go ahead and just convert this all into, they don't really tell us. So let's just convert this into feet. So I want to convert 9 inches into feet. So that's going to be 9 inches, and then the conversion factor would be 1 foot for every 12 inches. So that means I have to divide the 9 by the 12. So 9 divided by 12 is going to give us then 0.75. So this is really going to be, instead of saying 1 feet 9 inches, we can say 1.75 feet. So then I can go circumference equals 2 times 3.14 times 1.75, and that can give us our answer. You also could use your pi symbol on your calculator if you wanted to. You could go to, and you could do second pi times then 1.75. Hit enter. Notice how that would give us the answer there as well. So C would equal then, if I round to the nearest hundredth, that's going to be 10.99, but that 5 is going to round that up to, that's actually going to turn up to 11.00 because that 99 is going to round on up to all the way up. So that's going to be 11 inches, actually. I'm sorry, 11 feet, since we converted everything to feet. So if I want to find the area of a circle whose radius is 8.5 meters, we can use our formula that says area equals pi R squared. And they do give us the radius, so that's going to be area equals pi times 8.5 squared. So if I want to leave pi in the problem, I can just hit the second button, hit pi times then the 8.5 squared, hit enter. That'll give us then 226.98. And they say round to the tenths place, so that's where the 9 is. So that 9 is going to have to round up, so it's going to actually be 227. 0.0 square meters. Because remember, area is measured in squares. So that means squares inside there. So it's a little tricky in rounding. So here we have to find the area to their center, the top of a circular tank with a diameter of 12 feet. So they just want us to find the area of the top. And notice how the picture says that, but I think they said diameter. So this actually should go all the way across here. Diameter is all the way across. So let me clean that up a little bit here. So the diameter is actually this total distance here. I think they messed up on this drawing. So to find the radius, we would still have to cut that in half. But again, we want to convert this. Again, we probably want to convert it to feet. So the 8 inches has to be converted. So it's going to be 1 foot for every 12 inches. So again, I just have to divide that by 12. So 8 divided by 12 is going to be 0.667. So this is going to become then 12 point, and we'll carry this out. 4 decimal places, 6, 6, 6, 7. We're not really wanting to round early. So remember, though, to find the radius, we have to divide that by 2. So let me clear that off there. Oops. We'll just add 12 to that. And that'll give us our 12.667. Then if we divide that by 2, we end up with our answer of this. So we'd have area equals then this pi times then the radius, which we're saying is like 6.333. We'll make it go out 4 decimal places to make it. Hopefully that'll work for us. So, but again, we could just multiply that by, we got to square it too, don't we? So we could, if we want, just hit square and it'll square that answer. If I multiply that by pi, then we don't have to round any. And that would give us then this area of 126. And they say round to the nearest hundredth. So 126.01, yeah, 0.01. And this is going to be in feet. So it's going to be in square feet. So you have to pay attention in Blackboard to see which unit they want to round that to. All right, that kind of concludes us on area of circles.